In order to determine whether or not an antique brooch that was found on Lot 21 is partially made of gold, his son Alex and his buddy Craig Tester traveled to St. Mary's University in Halifax. The brooch was discovered this year and was inspected by a geologist. Dr. Krista Bro, an associate professor of chemistry who specializes in electrochemical chemistry, as well as metals and their chemical compositions, along with her colleague, Dr. Xiang, are joined by Dr. Bro and Xiang in order to investigate the chemical composition of the brooch and determine whether or not it is composed of gold or any other precious metals. Employing a scanning electron microscope with a high level of optical power, after magnifying the brooch to a magnitude that is tens of thousands of times larger than its true size, the team will analyze its chemical makeup in order to discover whether or not it is composed of gold or any other valuable metals. Pure copper can be found in the dark area, whereas gold can be found in the light area. This is the very first piece of gold that has been certified to have been discovered on Oak Island, and it is regarded as a treasure. In light of the fact that Marty Lagena is thrilled about the discovery and intends to bring in the motherlode this year, he calls a meeting in the war room to inform his brother Rick and the other members of their team about the wonderful news. Marty Lagena, his son Alex, and his friends, together with his business partner, same depth as previously discovered. In light of this, it appears that they may have reached the end of the tunnel. The group is enthusiastic about the possibility of finding riches in the Money Pit region, and they are resolved to gain. There is a group of investigators who are undertaking a treasure search in the area surrounding Oak Island, and the narrative provides a description of them. They are currently searching for a passageway that could lead them to the discovery of a significant quantity of gold that is concealed within the baby blob. The team is resolute in their pursuit of the riches that are located at the bottom of the garden shaft, and they have obtained the results of the X-ray fluorescent spectrometer, XRF, from DN 11.5 in order to assist them in their search. Based on the findings of the XRF analysis, it can be concluded that the tunnel is in fact a tunnel and that it leads to the garden shaft. After being dried out and scanned with XRF, the wood sample that was retrieved from borehole DN 11.5 was found to have originated from a tunnel that was approximately 90 feet deep. The findings revealed trace amounts of iron, manganese, titanium, calcium, potassium, and aluminum, all of which are materials that are anticipated to be found in the Oak Island region. The fact that they discovered a sizable quantity of gold, on the other hand, is a very important anomaly. This one-of-a-kind outcome, which was achieved by applying the concept in two distinct modes, in the woods and in the water, has the potential to establish a connection between the team and the location of the treasure, as well as the path from which they must go. On account of the fact that it might lead to an SP spot where exploratory drilling or digging can be carried out, the gold sampling of the water and wood is anticipated to be the most successful endeavor of this year. We are keeping our fingers crossed that this could be the beginning of a chain of evidence that is just as significant as the water sample has been up to this point.
Intently in search of fresh cues. To them, the design appeared as an ambiguous face of a human. The metal item that was unexpectedly found 12 feet below the surface weighs barely 0.5 ounces. Moving on with the discoveries, on June 21, 2023, the Lagena brothers made another important discovery, an unusual little piece of wood. It was initially built from oak, which has a remarkable texture. According to the Lagena brothers, the wood could have come from a ship buried on Oak Island in the distant past. And this finding in particular is crucial because it adds evidence suggesting a ship buried the wealth on Oak Island, whereas it implies that precious cargo like gold or silver may have been carried by the ship. In an interview, the crew members said the piece of wood was discovered 15 feet below the ground's surface. Days after days, they were excavating in Smith's Cove on the island, which is supposed to be where the treasure is hidden, when they came upon a little ceramic shard that they believed to be from a jug. The ceramic object is 2 inches in diameter and 0.5 inches thick. It was formed of a substance that mimics clay and has a particular pattern on one side. In the pattern, a flower or plant was observed. The Lagena brothers claim the ceramic piece may have come from a jug used to transport wine or other liquids. This would prove that humans were residing on Oak Island in the 17th century, since it would show where the treasure could be buried. They have made several fascinating discoveries in their search, including several Roman artifacts. A lead sword is among the most important Roman artifacts.
Using cutting-edge equipment like sewer cameras and casings, Rick Lagena and his crew are plunging into Oak Island's garden shaft in an attempt to locate an old tunnel that may be concealed underneath. They find charcoal and red pottery that allude to ancient tales of the island's past, but they are at a loss and resolve to step up their efforts. Lear and Larry think they might locate a metal-filled tunnel leading to a secret vault after finding a mixture of clay and wooden fragments. Deep within the shaft, Gary Drayton, a specialist with a metal detector, detects signs of copper, silver, and gold. The team keeps looking and finds more than 1,000 lead tokens and a few antique coins from the same period as the lid cross they discovered before. But no treasure is discovered, and the mystery is still unexplained. The group chooses to go farther into the garden hole in the hopes of discovering a secret tunnel beneath. They also find a spike that resembles those discovered close to the Money Pit and Smith's Cove. The group speculates that this spike might have been utilized to dig subterranean shafts. A hand-forged hook from the 1600s has also been found. They think that this hook might have been a component of an antiquated block and tackle system that was employed for a variety of jobs, perhaps even tunnel building. The hook's discovery, which is thought to have occurred between 1650 and 1690, adds mystery to Oak Island's tale and keeps viewers and treasure seekers interested. For more than 200 years, the Lagena brothers and their group have been exploring Oak Island in quest of undiscovered gems. The fascinating story of in-depth history and the thrill of perhaps touching something that hasn't been touched in hundreds of years are what motivate them on their quest. The Money Pit, a meticulously built pit full of logs and perhaps other items like coconut fibers, is the most recent discovery. The brothers found a sunken ship close to the Money Pit, despite the hole's clever design, indicating that people have been on the island for more than 400 years. This motivated them to learn more about the island's past in an effort to determine who visited there initially and the reasons behind the Line brothers' fascination with it and its riches. An old log road known as Corduroy Road was found in 2006 by archaeologists at the South Shore. They discovered a number of logs, some of which were considerably older cedar wood. Despite obstacles, the archaeologist reconstructed the road to preserve the logs and carry out more research on them. Carbon dating on the wood verified that these logs were cut long before anyone formally began searching or settling on the island. The results of the wood's analysis show that the island's human history extends well beyond what was once thought. The intriguing history of Oak Island and its undiscovered gems are still being revealed by the Lagena brothers' journey. On Oak Island, off the southeast coast of Nova Scotia, an old road was found. Canada has sparked several explorations and discoveries. Originally a trail made of rocks and dirt, the road was subsequently discovered to be a makeshift one that was frequently spotted in rural areas. The finding of coconut fiber inside the road's framework points to a more intricate construction than initially believed, indicating that humans were occupying the area considerably earlier than previously believed. While clearing ground on the southeast end of the island in June 1996, Marty and Rick Lagena and their exploration crew came across the road. The findings sparked conversations about confirming the existence of a stone road and figuring out its scope and function. After